Okay, so this video goes into a lot of people we're going to talk about throughout this lesson. But we want to start off with Prince Henry the Navigator. Now, I love this dude. I mean, he's not like in my top 5, but he's like definitely somebody I like to talk about. Why? Because of 2 reasons. 1, he's all about education, and 2, he's all about the maps. You know, have I mentioned that I like maps? Okay, just check. Okay, so Prince Henry the Navigator, pioneering role. Portugal will take the lead in exploration as a direct result of his school of navigation. He's going to bring in experts from all over the world to teach people how to navigate. He figures that's a forward investment. Build a school, teach them how to explore, get rich off the exploration. Okay, so Portugal will go south. If you're looking at your world map, I mentioned you, I like maps. Let me see here. I got like 100 world maps. Maybe I can find one here. Portugal. Right here. Portugal will explore this way. One of the things I like to do, if we were allowed to do it in class, is I pull those maps out and I actually have you draw the different routes on there with different colors. And I would check them. The other thing I have is, see that cork board over there? What I would had students do was take a string and connect the string. Like, okay, yellow is Columbus. Do Columbus's trade route or exploration routes. Okay. Anyways, we'll move on. Portugal will begin trade in gold found in Africa. So we know from back in World I, Africa has some gold. It's not going to have as much as going to be found in the New World once they do this. But Africa has some gold. And Prince Henry the Navigator is going to open up that trade. Okay, we know gold, we know salt, things like ivory as well. Okay, he's going to die in 1460, which is well before Columbus. So to just give you an idea, this guy is definitely ahead of the game. Bartholomew Diaz, who was one of the students at the school, became the first explorer to round the tip of Africa. If you're looking at this map right here, he's going to come down from Portugal, and he's going to go around this tip of Africa. He is going to identify what's called the Cape of Good Hope, which I like to joke about because the Cape of Good Hope is the opposite of the name. When I say opposite of the name, I mean like, for example, large number of shipwrecks happen there. That's the largest population of great white sharks in the world. You know, not a very good hope to be there. You with me? Anyways, but he's going to round it and he's going to realize, ooh, wait a second. If you take a look at the world maps, they believed Africa was the bottom, it was all land at the bottom of it. It wasn't water. So what he does is he identifies this water route to go around Africa. Yeah, it's a big deal. Because this guy right here, Vasco da Gama, he will sail around the tip of Africa, past the Cape of Good Hope, across the Indian Ocean to India, connecting the two. He will later be a governor of the trading outpost that gets built in India. Okay? But that first voyage where he comes back with cinnamon and pepper, silk, gems, and Indian captives, that first voyage that he does, some historians that I've read about estimate that the value of his return on investment is 3,400%. In other words, if you give me $1, I'm giving you 3,400 in return. Now do you see why they're motivated? God, gold, and glory. Okay? This will link forever Portugal to India. And as you saw in the earlier videos, that's going to be a huge deal for all of Portugal. Portugal is going to be here all the way to Japan eventually. Okay, watch that video on Vasco da Gama. Pedro Alvarez Cabral. I don't have him on my board. Let me get him up here. Cabral. And what do we know him for? Primarily, we know him for he was taking trade winds across the Atlantic and ended up coming over to the coast of Brazil and mapping out Brazil. This is 1500. So this is 8 years after Columbus first started hitting the New World. And Columbus is coming over here thinking he's in India. We'll talk about that in a minute. So Cabral. Got me?